Hello everybody, it's Bezlis here, and welcome back to another episode of Infinite Skies. And we're not going to quite get into the farming animals and vegetables and so on this episode, because there are a few other things that we need to do first. We need to get a bit more teched up. Some of the farming stations and so on take a bit of tech, and yeah, we need to get down that path. And also there is the dirt issue. We need a lot more dirt, and I think the best way for us to get dirt will probably be to use zombie flesh. So probably time to go sort out that mob issue that we've got, mobs all around the place, and get the automated killing of them going on. And to do that, let's go back here. I think to do that we will be going into the spikes. In particular, is it just spike? Spike. The golden spike. So we're going to need a QED. Okay. And some magical wood. There's a bit to do here. To get a QED, and what is the QED going to be for me this time? It is the Quasar Entanglement Device. We need a resonant machine frame. And a resonant machine frame, and we need a double layer capacitors as well. Resonant machine frame is going to need Enderium. So that is a thing that we need to get onto. I have already made up some emerald chipsets, so that's not a problem. But also, what is involved in this? Energetic alloy. And again, we have to get some machines going for that. So we're going to have to work on a few machines first up here. So, what have I done since the last time? Well, we've been gathering a whole lot of materials. We've got tons and tons of metals now. That's not a problem at all. And we had a lot of electrotine, but seeing as this QED also takes, of a machine frame also takes 50 million RF, I decided to use up some of the electrotine and build a little system of these, I think these are the redstone ones, aren't they? Yeah, the redstone solar panels. So that's solar panels. We got this one, which takes 8 of these ones, which take all of these, which is where the electrotine goes into, and it just took a whole lot of crafting. I just did that manually. The 8 of those I could make into a resonant solar panel, but that also needs Enderium. So Enderium is a thing that we need. I've expanded the lasers a bit because each one of these provides 40 RF per tick to the table, and yeah, it just makes things go faster if you've got more of them. So what else have I done? I did end up, yes, that problem over there. I did end up getting stuck in the wall. That seems to happen sometimes with that elevator. I'm not sure why. I did end up processing through all of this, and also I ended up using 3 of the auto compressors, one for dust, one for gravel, and one for sand variants of the resources. Just makes things run a little bit better. I do feel though that using the smelters, which are not that way, they're over here, is actually causing some lags. So I might not use these long term and instead move to a machine based option there. So, Enderium. 2 particular machines that we're going to need for that, and they're in thermal expansion. We are going to need the magma crucible and the fluid transposer. So, let's see what we can do about this. I have made up a number of the machine frames, 16 to be precise, and they're pretty easy. We've done that one before, I think. Yeah, for the other machines. So, to make the fluid transposer, this is the easier one of them. Glass, copper gears, redstone reception coil. We'll need a couple of these, so grab the materials for that, leave that in there. I wonder if we've got all the things. This will be the thermal foundation version. 2 copper gears. Now I do think, actually let's just search in here. Do we have any kind of copper? Yes, okay. And that's one of the problems with this system, is having the right materials, the right variant of it selected. I guess maybe it actually did it properly itself. Okay. That's making that. We've got a fluid transposer. And for the magma crucible, nether bricks. I don't think we've got this stuff. No, but do we have any netherrack? Not much. I can quickly grab some of that. Just a bit of redstone down into our magma, or our lava basins down here. Over the side. I'm getting lost in my own base, and it's not that difficult here. Okay, here we go. Just grab, I think I'll need 8. There we go. Okay. So I think I've figured out what I'm going to do as my ultimate goal for this. And under the achievements tabs, there should be a Solar Expert Skyblock. This achievement set, I think this should be our goal, trying to do this. Some of these are extremely hard. I mean, creative energy cells and creative mana pools, but it's something to aim for at least. They've got easy things. We've got 2 of them so far. Now we just have to get the other really hard ones. Okay. How's this going? We've got our nether bricks. Make those up. And put those in there. Magma crucible. Invar gears. I don't think I do have. No. I've now got the invar gears. Drop them in here, and we should now be able to leadstone energy frame. Okay. Well, we can get that, I'm sure. Put that in there. Make up the leadstone energy frame. And now we can make it. There we go. So we've got both of those. We will need to also get our MV wires and so on. 2 of those and 2 of those should do. Grab ourselves a stack or so of ender pearls. Let's go down to our machine setup down here, and for now this is certainly going to start to get a bit messy down here, but for now let's put those here and here. We want the output to go that way, and here we want the input to come. Can we do just... no, okay. Can't do just for liquids, but that's okay. Liquids is the only thing that's going to be going in there. Connect that up. May as well connect it straight up. And then this should be getting power. Melt down the ender pearls. We are going to need a tank. We'll just go for the hardened has 32 buckets worth. I think that's plenty for now. Back upstairs we go. Actually, we don't even need to go upstairs, just to here, actually. The hardened portable tank. Done. Missing one. Oh, wrong type of copper there. I wonder if there's any way of getting it to do the right ones. Thermal foundation, rail, immersive engineering, tankers is probably what we're getting. Yep, there we go. And we have our tank. Now, if we put the tank into here, we'll get a whole lot of resonant ender. It's got 4 buckets worth in there, and that should be okay for now. To make up some enderium, we need to do it in the smeltery right now. That's the only machine that we've got that can do this. So, that's 1 bucket of resonant ender to 1 ingot of shiny, 2 ingots of tin, and 1 ingot of silver. So we're doing 4, so 4 shiny, 8 tin, 4 silver. Okay, somehow that first tank I managed to lose some of the output, and I'm not sure where it went to. I kind of tried to connect it up in a different way first, and somehow that ended up losing stuff. Oh well, I guess that's just what happens. We're not going to be able to make quite as much as what I thought. I'll have to gather up some more ender pearls to do that. How much do we need to make the resonant machine frame? It needs an enderium gear, and that's pretty much it. I at least want to get this one done so that I can... Enderium, 4 ingots. Well, that's actually the perfect amount. If I turn that on and then off again, that should now have the enderium. This is kind of probably not the best way of doing it, because you could end up with something else in here, but it's got molten enderium, but it's not going to pump it through. Okay. Yeah, now, see, the problem now is it's got the resonant ender in there, and I don't want that in there, but I've got my enderium gear. I'm going to have to figure out another way to do that, where I can pour out just the one material. It wouldn't have been a problem if I'd have had the initial amount and I'd made up the whole lot, but as it is, that is a problem. So let's go back up here. So what else do we need to make the resonant ender frame? We need the intricate circuit board, crushed obsidian, densified and iron plate, enderium gear, and an emerald chipset. Grab those. And what does it take to make the intricate circuit board? Redstone and gold. Cheap as nowadays. Chuck the obsidian in there. Make a loud noise. Put those in there. That should have a recipe. Doesn't have water. Bucket time. And it's making us the intricate circuit board. Let's put a couple more buckets of water in so it can get through all of those. There we go. And crushed obsidian. Okay. Over to our table, we can put in intricate circuit board, dense refined iron plate, Enderium gear, 2 crushed obsidian, emerald chipset, and we can now make the machine frame, a resonant one. So let's get on to that, and that is going to take a while. It's 50 million RF, and even with this setup over here feeding it, it's going to take, I guess, about an hour and a half. So I'm going to leave it at this for the moment and wait for this to happen, and then we'll be back to do the next steps in getting to our QED and our spikes. See you soon. And we're back, and I've gone ahead and actually made up all of the bits and pieces that we needed to make the QED. This included the double layer capacitors, which, if you ever look at the recipe, needs energetic alloy. And the blazing electron tubes, basic capacitors need signalum and lapis electron tubes. These ones are made just in the thermionic fabricator like the diamantane ones that we'd already made. And the energetic alloy I had to create an alloy smelter for. So I just went ahead and made that. It's just a whole lot of crafting, stuff that we've already done before. The particular differences with that is that the alloy smelter needed this lumium ingots, and there was also some the signalum that I also needed. So in order to get those, it's just the same process as what we did to get the Enderium, using the magma crucible to melt down redstone for the signalum, and then glowstone for the lumium, and then just putting that into the smeltery down there and getting out the ingots from there. So we have all this stuff now. Let's make ourselves a QED and the flux thingies. I can't remember the name of them right this second. The flux, endoflux crystals, is that what they are? Yes, I've made enough to... does that not work? Okay, for some reason you can't shift click that in. Made enough to make 4 of those, and then for the QED we can make that up. Awesome! QED and flux crystals. So, what are we going to put in here? This is for the spikes. So first we want to get the golden spikes. First we're going to have to get the iron ones, and that's just a simple recipe like so, which I have got the things for here. Let's put down our QED, and this doesn't use power. Well, it uses power from these things, and the more of them that you have, the quicker it goes. So for now I've made 4, and let's see how fast that goes. 1, 2, 3. Makes an awful noise. Okay, it's not going to take too long. I'll move away from that a bit. It makes a noise for quite a way, actually. There is one thing I wanted to cover a bit more, which is this golden spike. So to do that, you need the magical wood. Magical wood uses enchanted books and gold and bookshelves. Now, enchanted books, you can just do the normal enchanting of books or whatever, but you can make enchanted books using emeralds, and you can make them at different enchanting levels depending on how many emeralds you use, which you might just think, oh well, the recipe says enchanted books, I'll just go for the first level of enchanted books, but there's a big trick to this. At the moment, for me at least, emeralds are way cheaper than leather or making books in general. I mean, I could go down the tinker's route and so on, but emeralds are way cheaper. the higher the level of the enchantments that you use on these books, the more pieces of magical wood you get out of a single recipe. So, as soon as I went for the Flim Flam 4 enchanted books, I'm getting 30 pieces of magical wood from the one bookshelf and 4 pieces of gold. I think that's a really good deal, actually. So, there we go. That's plenty for our current... I need to get more of these swords. It sounds like the first recipe is finished. Plenty for our current task at hand, and probably for a good while anyway. 1, 2, 3. Grab those gold swords as well. So I'll make up the rest of these iron and then on to the gold recipe, which is basically the same. I'll make up the rest of these and then meet you down at the mob farm. Okay, now let's go into this mob farm situation. Get rid of all these guys. Okay, they're all gone. Okay, I've set up some pistons here. The front ones up there are sticky pistons, and the back ones are just normal pistons. And this is because I want to stop them falling down while I work on this. So, to do that, I'm going to step up a bit first. What did I lose? One of my blocks of redstone there. Interesting. Okay, I'm just doing this so that I can push the... I'm going to need another block of redstone. Oh, it's back in my inventory now. Okay. So I can push those sticky pistons into place. Then I can... They make a lot of noise. Push the blocks in the middle into place. So that should now stop them from falling down here. Clean up a bit of this mess. Everybody should now be stuck up the top there. Hopefully none of them glitch out and come down. Okay. Let's get rid of these. And put down our spikes. Now they should sit on top of those spikes. That should be okay. So let's test this. I'm a little bit worried that they're going to fall down through there, but okay, that seems to be working. They're all dying. Perfect. Next thing I need to do is set up a mob drop collection system. So I'm going to get all the stuff organised for that and see what we can do about that. Okay, so I have finished off this, I'm going to need a sound muffler here, but I've finished off these set up here. I just put in a vacuum hopper, made up one of these experience obelisks, so that's not too hard. just a machine chassis from Ender.io, some Solarium, and an experience rod. Pretty easy, and it stores a ton of XP. Pretty much infinite, I think, though there's probably some limit based on number limit in Java, but then that feeds down into a chest here. Now, if we go downstairs, let's quickly... not that elevator, this one. Here we go. Downstairs, I've connected up the logistics network all the way over here, and that connects onto this chest. And inside here, I've just got an extractor Mark III. So, I don't want all of the bows and armor and stuff to come upstairs, because basically I'd just be throwing it out anyway. So I've got a firewall here that is just filtered to allow certain items to go through. All the items that I'm interested in, pretty much. So, what happens to the rest of the items? Well, there are two lots of stuff that go in there. Just normal items and then the enchanted items. At the moment, I've got an enchantment sink in here, which means that all of the enchanted items go into this chest, but at the moment I'm just feeding that straight into a trash can. At some point later I might do something with those, have an auto disenchant or something like that. And up the top I've just got item sinks, and one of the great things about these item sink modules is that it doesn't matter about the durability of the item. Any item that matches leather tunic will drop into this chest. And so I've just set up the items that I've seen so far, and all of those feed in there and then straight into the trash. So items constantly going around. And what this means now is that upstairs, one more level, we now have rain, but we now have all of our mob drops going in here. And this is just going to constantly increase the number of rotten flesh and skulls and so on. And especially important to me, ender pearls, just went up just then, that we're getting. So that is pretty awesome. All of that's sorted now. Mob problem fixed. And with all that rotten flesh that I'm getting there, I haven't set up it automatically going into a dirt production yet, but I will do that, probably off camera actually. But I've been putting some in here and making some dirt. So now we're going to have all the dirt for our farms right at the top. So, until next time, well, I hope you enjoyed this little adaptation to our mob farm here, so that now that we get all the drops automatically and don't have to worry about any of the coming in here to kill things and any of the mobs getting out and all sorts of things. But yes, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again later. Bye!